Alaska, our largest state, is also our wildest, home to a variety and abundance of game nearly unmatched anywhere else in the world. Once you've experienced Alaska, you're destined to return. And that's the way it is with author Chris Dorsey as he rendezvous again with old friend, guide, and outfitter Bob May. Together, they'll stalk the great bear of Kodiak Island.
Well, pal, it's been too long, man.
I've been looking forward to you coming back for years.
God, it's been too long. You know, the chance to come back to Kodiak and especially spend time with Bob May. It had been 12, 13 years since I've been back here.
We met through duck hunting, and Chris wrote a lot of good articles on our place, and you know, it kindled a good friendship.
And he had this beautiful Whale Pass Lodge sitting in the most pristine setting of any place in Alaska. Literally whales right out the front door. I mean, it was an incredible baptism into Alaska, one that will live with me forever. And so the chance to come back was just irresistible.
Dorsey's introduction to Kodiak came through waterfowl hunting, but now at Whale Pass, he's after a much bigger and more fearsome quarry, the largest and most menacing bear in the world.
If you want to come and get the giant bears, this is the place to do it. And I'm talking about the biggest of the Ursus clan here. These bears, when you're looking at 1,000 to 1,500 pound animals.
I tell them, just wait. When you do see a big bear, you'll know it, because it honestly looks like a Volkswagen with feet.
To hunt with Bob May, a guy who's hunted bears his entire life, is the way you want to do it. It's the epitome of doing it well, doing it right, in a land that he knows like the back of his hand.
You know, it's all spot and stock, fair chase. There's no tree stands or nothing like that involved here.
Then, of course, he says, and oh, by the way, I use predator calls to hunt them, which means they're coming right into your lap. And I thought he was, of course, kidding, part of his sense of humor, but turns out he's not kidding.
There's no telling the result of a close encounter with an apex predator. Sometimes they flee, sometimes they come in an instant. But if they do come, rest assured they mean business. Alaskan guide Tom Jeselowski is one who can tell you what it's like when things go from good to bad in seconds.
I was guiding a hunter from the Alaska Peninsula. We went about 2 miles into our valley and saw a bear come in to a stretch of alders and moved on this bear. I moved down the hill after waiting a while to see if I could get my scent to blow in there and get the bears out. It worked. The bear came running out. My hunter decided to take the bear, tip the bear over, and he wanted to get pictures of his bear. So we discovered that his camera was not working. And I told him, well, we probably had enough time to get my spare camera and get back and take care of the bear before night. We hurried and we went right into the alders that the bear came out, because that was the shortest distance. I never allowed any hunters to carry a round in their chamber. But when we got to that steep, slippery bank, I showed him I was removing the round from my chamber. It's just a rule I have. I mean, it's safety with firearms. Climbed up, moved in, turned around to look for him when the bear was coming. This bear was coming harder than I'd ever seen a bear come before. I knew this was a very serious situation. I knew I didn't have time to bolt around in the chamber. As the bear hit me and probably carried me 10 yards, the initial hit was enormous, and then the bear's weight piled up on top of me. I just thought I was going to burst. He was biting all over, and the whole time I was terrified maybe Chip was going to shoot this bear on me and shoot me. Then there was a new thing. It was like, oh my God. He bit into my back and got a good hold and lifted me up in the air and shook me back and forth and dropped me. And I couldn't see him. I knew that the bear turned and was behind me. Then I hollered for Chip to get the bear when I knew I was on the ground and clear when he shot, and he did shoot the bear. I mean, the attack happened and is over so quick. It's like relief. Well, that's not going on anymore. Now I have to figure out what we're going to do from here. I had puncture wounds in my back and in my side, and the impact had broken ribs and ripped my ribs from my sternum. I didn't know if I had internal injuries, and I was bleeding and decided to go try and contact help. And of course now, with a little more experience, I would be much more cautious. But, you know, it's like fishing. You can't catch a fish if your line isn't wet, you know?
Bob had a great idea to, get essentially to this kind of big bench overlooking this incredible valley, and right at the tag end of the silver salmon run, so there's still a little bit of fish in the river systems. It's kind of a matter of putting in your time, and not unlike sitting on stand for any other kind of hunting, frankly, that you'd sit in glass an area. Not more than 15 minutes into the very first hunt, first day, Bob spies a 9-foot-plus bear.
Oh, he's a pretty bear, man. He was all chocolate.
He wasn't moving fast.
No, I know. He wasn't panicked or anything. He was just moving real slow, and then, I lost him right behind that tree and that little alders right there.
We thought, let's go after this bear, see if we can pick up its tracks and follow it out, and use the predator call to bring him in.
He's been in here quite a bit. These are some old tracks. I think the new ones are down in here. He could very well be in here because we didn't cut his tracks coming up here. He could be in this big alder bed somewhere.
Time to chamber around. Yeah.
Oh no, not in here. Too many sticks and stuff. Just wait. We'll be all right. These are not very old at all. He's right here somewhere. He's on this hillside right here. Yeah, it's a big buck right there.
Oh yeah, I got you. Right on top.
God, he's massive. Jesus, he's huge. Back on him.
Right side of the hill. Yeah. Of course we see him now.
That's a definite big buck there. Oh, he's got perfect timing just right when we're chasing him here. You gotta let him go.
You're killing me.
Well, let's get back to this bear. We get down there where there's no snow. I'm just about losing him right now. I'm gonna try and call him out of here. Okay.
We got in there and got set up and started squealing on the call, and they like the dying rabbit call, and you want to make it sound like that rabbit just got his paw slammed in the car door. You definitely have to be ready. You have to have eyes looking in all directions.
The thing about bears is it's shocking how quiet they are given the size of these animals. Their pads are just built for being quiet.
A squirrel will make more noise than a brown bear will.
So we never heard this bear get out. It just slipped away.
So far, author Chris Dorsey has gotten a taste of trailing a huge bear into an alder thicket, and the taste of that was something like brass in the mouth. He's also taken one of the special trophies of Kodiak in Alaska, a Sitka blacktail buck. But after more days of hunting, the bear are not showing themselves. A situation arises, though, one Bob May is quite familiar with, but one that will truly test Dorsey's mettle.
One of the opportunities very few people ever get is to shoot a bear off their porch, but Bob had to do that last year.
This bear was tearing up people's sheds up there and smokehouses and trying to get their pets. And there are a lot of kids up in the neighborhood there. So well, I came home one evening, the bear started tearing apart my shed. I had to call Fish and Game and tell him that if he comes back again, I was going to probably have to get rid of him because he was going to get in the house. And sure enough, he came back the other night, 7 o'clock at night. Put one in him and finished his life story anyway.
Changing tactics, Dorsey and May abandon the deep wilderness and set out after a giant Kodiak that has been spotted closer to town.
Just move slow and keep looking. Yeah. Predators scratch and sniff, isn't it?
That's right. Especially the shorts.
This trail right there.
Sit right up here.
You know, we're gonna have to be really ready and watching, because when I start squealing on this predator call, it could end up right in our lap.
All right. Okay.
Right here somewhere. Here he comes. He's coming in. Right there.
Take him, take him. He's going down. Take him again. Take him again, Chris.
You're not moving?
Is that close enough for you? Did you get that?
God almighty. What a freaking hunt. It was shocking.
Did I tell you the predator call works?
When we had this bear coming in, it was as intense as anything. I've hunted elephant, I've hunted Cape buffalo, and I've hunted lots of other dangerous game, but I've never, ever had an experience where a bear came in, and at 10 yards, when you see the size of this animal, you just go, oh my God, make that first shot count.
Chris did a good job, and I mean, 2 more leaps and that bear would have been right in our lap. The old predator call, $4.95.
My God.
You got yourself a
what a
really
beast.
nice bear, Chris. That's about a 10-foot bear.
God bless you, man. I tell you what, this has been just an incredible hunt. What a freaking animal. Look at the size of that. He's got a great coat on him, doesn't he? Look at the size of that foot.
Big foot.
To come here in the land of the great bears and stalk them in this thick primordial forest, it's one of the last great hunting adventures left on the planet.
He's a great guy to hunt with and keeps his nerve, which is evident. I hope that in 4 years he comes back and gets another big bear with me.
What can you say about Bob May? Here's a guy who calls in brown bears, the biggest carnivore on the planet, to bring them into your lap. I mean, that's as gutsy as anything I've ever seen in the world of big game and dangerous game hunting.
When he popped up at 30 feet at a full charge, that was probably the closest that I've ever had one come in that hard before.
If there were any one person I have ever recommended in my career, it would be Bob May on Kodiak Island, and it would be hunting brown bear.